Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox.
And Joy Nightingale.
And today we have landed right here in New York City. We're standing on St. Mark's Place. As a little boy, Joe was 13, first time coming to the city. Me and my best friend Garrett, 1994. We were trying to check out where my grandma lived, get some lilac chocolate in Greenwich Village. And I was like, what else do we do? And we started asking. And we were in Boy Scouts together, and there was a kid named Ryan Chachiri. And Ryan Chachiri's like, you go to St. Mark's Place, that's where you want to go. And we went to St. Mark's Place. And mind you, I was a little sheltered Boy Scout from Long Island. And St. Mark's Place in 94 was filled with punks, rebels. And I walked one block, St. Mark's Place, from 3rd Avenue to 2nd Avenue. I went, oh! I went back and was scared and didn't know what to do. So I went back to Boy Scouts and said, Ryan, why'd you send me there? And Ryan was a little older, and he goes, because that's where I go to get messed up. And I went, we're little Boy Scouts. We don't want to get messed up. He goes, and you don't know how to do St. Mark's Place. I'm like, no, I didn't. Well, over the years, I learned St. Mark's Place, how to do St. Mark's Place without getting messed up. And we're going to tell you the stories about St. Mark's Place, some cool spots. St. Mark's Place, since those days, in the 90s, early 2000s, when it was a punk scene, has changed. The demographic has changed. A lot of Japanese restaurants moved in. But there are some hidden gems there. We're going to tell you about some history. And the most important thing about St. Mark's Place is it is home to CRIF Dogs. Everyone comes to New York. You should get a dirty water hot dog. You should go to Nathan's in Coney Island and get a Nathan's hot dog. But if you want the best hot dog in New York City, Tsunami's the one that Joy's probably going to get. You go to CRIF Dogs here on St. Mark's Place. They fry the hot dogs, and some of them are bacon-wrapped fried hot dogs. It is so good.
Oh, and they have the yummy the red birch beer.
They have red birch beer, yes. It's funny. Attached to CRIF Dogs is a bar called Please Don't Tell, it's a speakeasy. And it annoys me because I don't want to drink, I want to go get hot dogs. So we're going to check out St. Mark's Place, tell you about it, go to CRIF Dogs, show you New York City's best hot dog shop. And it should be a good day. Hopefully you like this kind of thing. If you do, we always appreciate if you like the video. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe to our channel. Comment down below. What do you put on a hot dog? And you better not comment ketchup. But it's time to do this. Step right up. Let's go for this ride. And we are starting on St. Mark's at Tompkins Square Park. Heading over to Astor Place. We're going to show you, like I said, the hot dogs. But also, a cool thing that you could find here on St. Mark's Place is some interesting mosaics. We have one right here. It says, "We the People, 1787 to 1987. Now, all these mosaics that we are going to show you today are made by one man, Jim Powers. Now, Jim Powers is a Vietnam veteran. He had undiagnosed PTSD. Came back from the war, had problems, ended up becoming homeless. And he found his own sanction, his own balance, his own peace, by doing mosaics. This is one of the bigger pieces on the wall. A lot of them you'll find around light posts. Sadly, in the Giuliani era, they were looked at as graffiti, and a lot of them were torn out. But then in the Bloomberg era, he was recognized as an artist. Some were put back that they were able to, and he actually got, by Mayor Bloomberg, like a citywide proclamation thanking him for beautifying the area. And it is interesting, as you can see, most of the stuff is made out of found objects. Trash he discovered along the way. He actually made the first lamppost. We'll show you some lampposts in 1985. And the Village Voice did an article on him in 1988 and coined the term Mosaic Man, which is a nickname that stuck. His master plan, he said, was to draw the anxiety out of the city with beauty. Everything from your plates to cups, weird faces, even a scallop shell. Whenever Joy and I get to find cool folk art, it's one of my favorite things to track around the city, around the country, wherever we go. It's roadside attractions of folk art. Those are my go-to. All right, then mini golf.
Oh, really?
Be serious. What? Yeah, Joy knows. But yeah, so it's cool, like, here on St. Mark's Place, we think in the 80s, it was a rough time. He said he was homeless, and this is what he started doing, finding his own peace doing this, getting rid of that anxiety, some of the PTSD, his own way of coping with it. And it still sits here, which is awesome. I know. You're like, Joe, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog.
Hungry.
Okay, we'll go get hot dogs. There it is, CRIF Dogs. Frankly, the best.
New York famous.
It is New York famous.
It's so good.
There it is. Eat me. Big giant hot dog. I don't mind if I do. And outside of CRIF Dogs, we actually have one of those lampposts I was telling you about that Jim Powers made. So much so that it says CRIF Dogs. It also says something else it shouldn't say. Right here it says, please don't tell. So CRIF Dogs, like I said, does have a speakeasy. It's funny, in Tompkins Square Park, there is a temperance fountain, which was anti-drinking, which leads to prohibition and all that. And the thing, right there, temperance fountain, right here, speakeasy. We actually showed it in one of our videos. We'll put a link to that video down below. But we are going to go get the best hot dogs in New York City and show you the best hot dogs in New York City. They're CRIF Dogs, in case you haven't got what we're saying. We're going to CRIF Dogs, bringing you along. As we go down, we actually have some more mosaic. Here's the menu. I just went for the Good Morning bacon wrapped CRIF Dog, fried egg, American cheese. I usually get a Chihuahua bacon wrapped CRIF Dog, sour cream avocado. Joy gets a tsunami bacon wrapped CRIF Dog, diced pineapple teriyaki scallion. It's been a while since we've been here. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. Once we eat our hot dogs, get outside. But see that? I'm not gonna tell you that there's a speakeasy through that phone booth. I will say, when I come late at night, there's usually a line coming from here to there, and it's really annoying because all I want to do is eat a hot dog, and there's people crowding me. I don't care about alcohol, I just want a hot dog. Tuck down the stairs, play your video game, and the best hot dogs. With the best company. There they are. Look at mine. Bacon wrapped American cheese fried egg. Joyce's the pineapple, the teriyaki, the scallions. Good. That first bite. It's so crispy being fried with the bacon.
I missed this. I love the sweetness of the pineapple with all those scallions.
And then the salt of the hot dog and the meat flavor. Oh. Look at the nice fried egg. Bacon wrapped. When you get that little drippy of the yolk mixed with the hot dog, greatest hot dog in New York City. And don't skip the corn dogs as well. In fact, I have a story about those corn dogs. Back in the day, in case you haven't heard any of our other stories, and this is your first video, got me into sideshow, got me into tattoos industry, helped my photography along, my good friend Spliff, also known as Arwen Rosa. Arwen knew everyone on St. Mark's, everyone. We're gonna talk about him a little bit later, but so much so that we would drive down this road, he knew our friend Sammy and Marcella worked here. He'd be like, Joe, just pull up in front. And we'd pull up in front, and they'd run out and just,
dog drive by.
Yeah, hand us corn dogs through the window. We just keep on going. We didn't go in, we didn't pay. They would just give us corn dogs. Arwen was good like that. And trust me, I'd be like, Arwen, you want to drive around St. Mark's Place? He'd be like, you want more corn dogs? I'm like, yes. We felt so cool. Like, didn't go in, pull up, walk out, hand us corn dogs, drive away.
So now that we're outside and there was actually no music or whatever, it was so good. I missed it so much.
We haven't been here in a few. I love CRIF Dogs.
I love the pineapple with the saltiness of the hot dog with the bacon and it's so good.
Arwen was the first person that introduced me to it. And then when we were friends with Sammy and Marcella, we would just come in, they would just feed us. And it was a lot easier when you didn't have to pay to come all the time and eat hot dogs. But I still, if you're in New York City and you want the best hot dog, go to CRIF Dogs. We have a punk rock rat saying punk is not dead. St. Mark's. Might not be dead, but it's not as alive as it once was here. Still, it's a cool spot. We like showing, there's a lot of touristy spots. Everyone comes to this Times Square. does the High Line, does Chelsea Market. You should.
Great.
You're a tourist. Come do that. If you're a tourist, do touristy things. However, come here. Get dumplings at Dumpling Man. Drink tea at Physical Graffiti. It's good. I recommend oolong. Big Steve Fun City, early tattoo shops, New York City. There is so much history, so much to do here. This is a spot I recommend. You come to New York City, check it out. We have another one of Jim Power's pole. This one has a rat. And on it, a portrait of Lucky Luciano, one of the East Village mobsters. Public enemy. That's because not that far away, Joy. It's where the mobsters used to hang out.
Public enemy number one.
It actually was a real speakeasy store in Prohibition. We're gonna walk by and show you a tourist attraction that I don't know if it's gonna last or not. So we had to go here now to show it to you, because time to see things is when they're there, because they might not be there tomorrow. When I say Jim Powers, his mosaics are everywhere. Literally, we were just showing you the pole. Some on the curbs, some on the flower pots.
Oh, so that's actually a mosaic trail.
Yep, St. Mark's Place Mosaic Trail. And this one has super bouncy balls. I like it. See, mosaics here. As we watch the cars pass. We're gonna zoom. Someone crossing, but we're gonna be able to see. Mosaics there, mosaics there. Mosaics everywhere. We had to stop at Theater 80. When I said, you never know when things are gonna go. Well, this went, because Theater 80 was actually started by Lorcan Otwow. When him and his father renovated the building and opened it as a theater in the 1960s. By 71, the theater got transformed into a cinema. Things changed, obviously, but this stayed in the family up until May of 2022. They actually were having problems, and the family actually was evicted by April of 2023. So you don't know when it's going to be gone. And they used to say here was also a speakeasy, an early cabaret club, hidden. So that's why when we were talking about Lucky Luciano, there actually was the Museum of the American Mobster was here. Sadly, with the theater closing, that had to go too. And as we look, people were upset about it. This is a stolen property. And it's true. This was part of the community, part of everything. And what made it a roadside attraction is everyone knows of Grumman's Chinese Theater with the handprints out there in California, where we actually have New York's handprint wall right in front of this theater on St. Mark's Place. So by 71, like I said, the theater was revamped into a movie revival house. Then owner Howard Otway figured out a way to celebrate the premiere party was to invite Golden Age movie stars to the premiere and write their names in the cement. Sadly, a lot of them have faded over the years. Have some footprints in some. They said they gave them a chopstick to write their names in it. Some handprints. This one you can't miss. Dom DeLuise. His wasn't here obviously on opening day. You can see it says 83. I like his little X's, his one handprint. Everyone loves Dom DeLuise, and you're a comedian. Trying to make this one out. Pre-shorts. Joan Crawford, Mommy Dearest. And they continued this tradition. Like I said, it wasn't just the premiere. They're a little old, they're a little faded. I'm looking for, I know Joan Rivers was one of the last people in the 2000s to get the a handprint here. But they're so faded. Is that it? Yeah, there it is. Joan Rivers. So Joan Rivers actually was added here in 2011. It was while she was filming her reality show, Joan and Melissa, Joan Knows Best. One of the later handprints here. And that's why I said the time to come is now. Like, the people tried to save it, but you see how old and faded it is? With the theater closing, it makes it a little bit harder for them to save it. And like, I'm hoping it stays. I don't know what's gonna happen. I didn't hear something was gonna happen, but
You never know.
the theater is gone now. And that theater is on St. Mark's between 2nd Avenue and 1st Avenue. A little bit closer to the 1st Avenue side on the south side of the street. Right across the street from Holiday Cocktail Lounge. You're looking for a dive bar? There you go. Another Jim Powers telephone pole. This one says eastvillage.com. I do love how it's all just little found items. Oh, we have Bob Hope on this one. Definitely patriotic. We have the American flag. A little bit about me and St. Mark's Place. Now, like I said, first time I came here would have been 94 with Garrett. I started coming, not regularly, but I came whenever I would go to the city, we'd come here. I learned little stores. There used to be a store where I would get, sorry, I'm just walking down. There was a gentleman talking quite loudly. Literally decided to stop right next to me. These little stupid stone dogs cost $1. Joy liked some clothing stores called Religious Sex and Ian's.
Oh yeah.
There.
That's cute.
And we would come often. From 94, I'd say if I was coming to the city, I was going to St. Mark's Place. But obviously, it did change. And my glory days, early 2000 would have been 2006. I told you about my friend Spliff. Before I reconnected with Spliff as a kid, I knew him Boy Scouts. Lost touch for 8 years. We reconnected at the Philly convention. I was trying to photograph people with tattoos and sideshow people. And at that point, the only people I was getting to model for me was I just finished college. I was like college sorority girls with little butterflies on the lower back, and I respect them and I appreciate them for helping my photography journey start. But I wanted people that were heavily tattooed, heavily modified, the deep. I wanted to get to that New York City underground. I met Spliff at the Philly Tattoo Convention. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, photograph people with tattoos and sideshow. He goes, great, I have them both. I'm gonna take you under my wing and show you. He wanted me to take photos for him as well. But we became good friends again, reconnected after many years apart. And it would have been that May or June of 2006 that I had a little portfolio printed from college, and he took me around New York City. Started from Greenwich Village, 4th Street, 6th Ave, McDougal, Thompson's, to every tattoo shop. And he knew everyone. And we walked in, and he'd be like, here's Lunchbox's portfolio. You saw him take photos of your tattoos. Every shop. And of course, we ended on St. Mark's. So for years, I would walk down St. Mark's, and every time I go in town St. Mark's, someone would come in and go, Lunchbox!
Or we pop in, see who's working at different spots.
Because the shops between 2nd Avenue and 3rd Avenue was the spot. Since then, the demographic has changed. A lot less punks. There are still a bunch of tattoo piercing shops, a lot more Japanese food restaurants. Mind you, if you're a tourist, coming to New York City, you look for good Japanese food. St. Mark's between 2nd and 3rd. But the thing has changed. It lost some of that feel. But we're gonna show you what we remember, tell you about it, and walk that one last block. Yes, St. Mark's. We're gonna hop off for 1 second. You're looking for a good burger, But I just like the big giant burger. And Paul's the joint delivery specialist, and they have a little kid's tricycle there, as if that's what they're delivering the burgers on. That's funny. But things definitely changed. See this little empty spot right here on the ground? For years, this was Gem Spa.
Oh yeah.
This is where you would get an egg cream. It was rumored it might have actually been invented here in the 1920s. Building's not even there. Done. Little magazine spot. Best egg creams. This is where you used to go get egg creams. Mind you, always could go Ray's Candy Shop, Avenue Way. Still make great egg creams. But this was the spot. Like Ray's, you go and you could get ice cream, egg cream, fried food. But this was just egg creams. Oh. More on the south side. We showed you that pole on that side. We crossed the street. Another one of Jim Powers mosaic poles. I like this one. It has a little face on it. And Jerry Garcia. It was his 25th anniversary of Mosaic. Man, NYC. Wow, imagine that. So he made it for his 25th anniversary. It's weird knowing what we used to go to here, and Joey's like, well, you can eat $40. I'm like, ah. It is a hot pot. I like me some hot pot. But you can see, definitely not a punk rock scene anymore. I don't see Mohawk people spiked. I see Hello Kitty. But some stuff still says Andromeda. Right over here. I remember Spliff taking me up the stairs.
Well, you get it.
Loud, boisterous man. Hey, what you doing? And it was a guy named Jay Boogie. Boogie always got your back. Shout out to Jay Boogie. That's where I met Boogie, right up these stairs at Andromeda. They come to New York City, cross the street, go to Mamoon's Falafels, get yourself some grape leaves. Like right on this strip, there used to be one of these cool music venues, punk shows, hardcore shows, Coney Island High. No. We still do have Search and Destroy. They're not very film friendly inside. It has a punk rock feel, but also not really. They sell vintage torn up t-shirts for $80. I feel like it's if punk was fashion, which I don't know how I feel about that. So many different restaurants. We got another shop. Okay, Whatever Tattoo's still here. Nope, Whatever Tattoo's gone too. It's all going.
Whatever.
It's all going. Addiction NYC, one of the shops still on this block. It used to be over here. Now it's a lot smaller, a lot different. Elite body piercings. There used to be a spot called Jewel 32. I didn't see it over there, but things change. We used to, literally, we would pop in and out of these shops, know these people, hang out, talk to people. Now you can just come get beautiful bao buns. We have the third or fourth dumpling spot. Here we could taste of Thai dumplings. I am curious about the Giant. My name is Lunchbox. I like food. Nice to meet you. Definitely not a lot of punk rock anymore. It's weird, Joey. You don't even see it. It's like it's been washed away. Never existed. There's one or two spots. One of the ones I miss the most is right here. See, Barcade, this now black building. That building, right there. That was Kim's Videos. Now we would come, and Kim's had the most obscure movies. We loved walking around Kim's. You could rent, you could buy. We would buy because we didn't live in the area. I might have bought my first film geared more towards adults there when I was like 15 illegally, but they sold it to me, so it is what it is. But yeah, it wasn't just like Main Street. They had all that.
It was like a lot of B movies or like
and obscure directors that were like more avant-garde artists with it. It was the spot. It just makes me sad. It's a picture, 1986, when we were talking about all the crazy stuff happening in East Village. Imagine, Hands Across America was happening. Oprah was growing in popularity. And this is where it all began. Well, Kim's Videos first opened in an old laundromat, eventually grew to this location, had over 55,000 DVDs and VHSs. Sadly, it closed in 2009. And the crazy thing is, the collection was literally sold off, intact, to Salimi, Italy. Imagine that. 4,500 miles there, 4,500 miles back. 12 years later, after 9,000 miles, Kim's Video returned to New York City, but in a weird way. Someone bought the collection. Right next to Kim's, if we pan a little bit to the right, that used to be trash in vaudeville. St. Mark's Hotel. Imagine staying in this hotel. It's true, it's a real hotel. Everything's closed now. They used to be right over here, like sunglass people that did body piercings and stuff. They still see a little spot here, less sunglassing. I remember mid-90s, my cousin got her helix pierced, and kids never get pierced with a gun. But back then, this wasn't one of the real piercing shops. He leaned in front of his sunglasses over the counter and just and pierced my cousin's ear. So gross, so unsanitary. They're sanitary spots now, but I remember right there, there used to be a shoe repair booth right over here where they had a Barney stuffed animal that was like withered and rotted and so punk rock at the shoe repair spot. All this cool stuff that used to be here.
It's not. It's gone.
It's gone. Still a cool spot to come.
I mean, it's cool, but like back then it was a totally different feel. Like, no, it's more kawaii and cutesy rather than like.
And good food. I mean, it was good food then too, but there's some good food.
No, I'm not talking about the food. The food was good no matter what, like, time you were here.
And on the joke about good food, see this Bagel Cafe Ray's Pizza? It's a running joke in New York City. There's Ray's Pizza, Ray's Original Pizza, Ray's Famous Pizza, Famous Original Ray. None of them are connected. They all just use the name Ray. That Ray's actually has some good pizza. Funky Town used to be here. I think this is one of the last remaining spots. Coming to one more Jim Powers memorial. See what I mean? They don't last the test of time. See how we actually used some spray foam and stuff around to build out the pole to do the mosaic? But we actually are going to make our way to Astor Place. We're getting off St. Mark's. It's just where St. Mark's ended. Show you one or two more pieces of art because it all ties together. It's crazy. Buildings that I knew were gone. Like here was the Continental Bar. Get a bunch of shots for a few dollars. The McDonald's, which is sad that's gone because that was the only bathroom around. But we came across the street. Show you this statue of this man. Actually, is a self-portrait by the artist Keith Haring in 1989. The Mosaic Man's Trail continues off of St. Mark's on to Astor Place. We have some more of his poles. I wonder how many people just walk by these. Don't pay attention to them. Because they just blend in with the feel of New York City. Standing before us, one of my favorite statues. We used to know it was the Cube. Its technical name is Alamo. The Alamo by Tony Rosenthal. Joey's already given away the secret. So I tell you about the very first time when I came to the city with Garrett by ourselves as kids. Eventually we had to meet my dad. And it was cold out. It was around Easter. It wasn't supposed to be that cold. I think it was actually Easter break from school, but it started to snow. And we had to meet my dad by the statue, and we got here 20 minutes early, and the snow was coming down. So we actually pushed the statue so it would block the wind, and we would hide under it, waiting for my dad. This statue is cool.
That was fun.
I love this. So like I said, the Alamo was placed here in 1967. The monument is actually 15 Corten steel sculpture, also known as the Astor Place Cube. They're saying it's this artist's best known piece of art, and it's considered New York public art landmark. And now what I find interesting is that they ran into problems. So when it was put here originally, it wasn't meant to be turned. It was just how it was constructed. It was eventually going to be bolted down. And people, as you can see, come and they turn it. And they turn it. We have photos of me and Zombie Crawls, my friend Doug Sackman turning it. And because that, it ruined the structural integrity. At one point they removed the cube, people protested, put it back. One Halloween parade, someone dressed up as the cube, standing right here for a Halloween costume.
Did he turn around?
I think you could spin that guy dressed in the Halloween costume.
That was great then.
Eventually, because they were nervous of structurality, they bolted it so you couldn't spin it anymore.
What?
I thought it was still bolted, but now, obviously, it's not bolted. You can spin it. Like, those people left, now these people come, more people spin it, and spin it, and spin it. I love the cube.
I like how the girl just came and I was just like, all right, we're going to go for it.
They're spinning it now. You know what's going to happen when they're done spinning it?
Hello? You're going to spin it?
I'm going to spin it.
Solo spin.
Has to be my favorite piece of art in New York City. I was just sitting in the middle of this plaza. It's very intrusive, but oh, I love it. People did practical jokes. One time, a hoodlum vandalized and made it into a Rubik's Cube. They painted it back.
Like car wrap it for like a little bit, like have like the present, like the wrapping paper as the Rubik's Cube, so this way you're
Make it a Christmas present? Yeah, and then
you're
unwrap
not,
it?
like ruining it or anything.
That'll take a lot of Scotch tape to wrap that thing. Sentimental. We ate a great hot dog. We showed you some of St. Mark's. We saw where Kim's Videos was. When I think of cinema, and I wonder what happened. We told you Kim's Videos made its way back to New York City. When you think of movies, what movies do you think of, Joy?
Well, childhood movies like The Rain Story, Pee-wee.
Pee-wee, that's a good choice. Like Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
It ties in. Well, you're standing in front of the Alamo. Remember? His bike was in the basement of the Alamo. Could I tell you a secret? It really is. It's in the basement of the Alamo, not this Alamo. And can I tell you a bigger secret? Kim's Videos is in the basement of an Alamo. I know. You're like, what? Mind blown. Yes, it's true. Alamo Draft House in Lower Manhattan, nowhere near St. Mark's Place, has Kim's Videos. It was bought back by Alamo Draft House, and now you can still rent movies in the basement of the Alamo Draft House. And they even made a replica of Pee-wee's bikes from that movie. And it lives in the basement of the Alamo, permanently here in New York City. So we're gonna hop on a subway, because it ain't close, and make our way downtown to Alamo Draft House to show you what's left of Kim's Videos and Pee-wee Herman's bicycle. Made our way downtown, outside of Alamo Draft House, about to head in, but we saw some cool public art.
Oh yeah.
We have to share it with you. I love public art. This piece is called The Wild Couch Party, made by someone named Gilliam Mark. It's part of a larger art project called Love the Last. It's supposed to raise awareness about our environment, endangered animals, and I love it. It is a giant couch. You can sit down, if it wasn't pouring out now, and get some selfies with a hippo having a cup of tea. Look at this elephant. He understands New York. He got a stack of bagels. Mr. Elephant, Joy says that it looks like it has some frosting and sprinkles, and those might be donuts.
Because they have like cake, cupcakes.
It is more sweets. I'm hoping you're eating bagels and we can be friends. I mean, I like donuts, but bagels is the jam. You see the rabbit and dog are like, you gonna share with us, Mr. Elephant? Next up we have a chimpanzee, a lion and a lioness. Look at this, look at this. And then we have koala, gorilla, rhino, and a giraffe. All enjoying their sweets, tasty beverages. Ooh. I see the milk swirl. Is that a latte you got there, Mr. Rhino? The gorilla and the koala are best friends, but they're actually just like hanging cool. Like, yeah, you sit over there, put my arm close, but all right, yeah. Joy's getting tired of my antics. She's like, can we just go now? Okay, we can go now, Joy. That's a cool piece of public art, though, isn't it?
That was awesome.
Here's another giant piece of public art. We never been to this Alamo Draft House, so we gotta find the entrance into it. But looking at public art beforehand, public art's been a big part of this video from Mosaic Man. Oh, it looks like Joy found some photographers. A rabbit and a dog coming out of some sort of like manholes with their cameras. Oh yeah, click, click, click. Oh, they love you, Joy. Their cameras, they love you. Made our way to 20. It looks like the Alamo Draft House is in the basement, the whole building. I see it down there. We're heading to the basement of the Alamo. I see it. Kim's Video. Imagine the spot on St. Mark's closed to reappear here in the basement of the Alamo. We found it, Joy. We found Kim's Video. The psychic was right. It was in the basement of the Alamo. There's no basement in the Alamo, but there's an Alamo in the basement, but in Din. And here it is, the replica bike. We did it. We found Kiwi's bike in the basement of the Alamo. Now, I want to let you know, this isn't one of the screen-used bikes from the movie. We actually did see one of those at a spot called Bicycle Heaven in Pittsburgh. We'll put a link to that down below. This is a reproduction by Ray Galluccio. Property of Pee Wee Herman. Take a picture, it'll last longer. Well, a video lasts just as long, I guess. And the cool thing about this bike, when Alamo Drafthouse had it made by Ray, it actually was made in LA, and it toured the country, stopping at different Alamos for its final resting place to be in the basement of the Alamo. Look at this. Literally Kim's videos. And what's crazy is all DVDs and VHS are free to rent for 5 days. There are late fees. And you actually could rent DVD and VCRs. Yes, like this. My mom, right off the bat. Boom. Beatles cartoon show. I know she'd rent that one. Kim's videos still exist in some form in the basement of the Alamo. See anything you want to rent? Oh, Critters 2. We did see Critters 1 at a drive-in. Seeing Critters 2 would be good. Gremlins. A very good classic. Now everyone loves Gremlins, but my favorite. Oh, I love Munchies. Such a classic. Horror Little Bastards. What's cool, say you like the director. Movies are done by director. So you go like, I like Spike Lee. I wonder what else he did. There it is. There is Kim's video. From 1986 to 2012, it says, film lovers from around the world would flock to East Village to browse the legendary diverse catalog of Kim's videos, one of the largest video collections in the world. Entire archive traveled 4,500 miles to Selima, and then it returned back. I'm glad we have photos. Could you imagine? That's the barcade we were looking at. And it wouldn't be New York without some Ghostbusters. I think just appropriate. Do not stand on Stay Puft. It angers him. He already looks pretty angry. It actually is the address. 550 Central Park West. Oh look, established in 1984 when the movie came out. And that's because it's the Ivan Reitman cinema. Director Ivan Reitman has entered and influenced films. Stripes, Meatballs, Dave, and Ghostbusters. He made hilariously wild concepts feel grounded. Joy's still looking. What would she watch? I found one for you, Joy. I found one for you.
I am not.
I didn't say you are. I thought you might just like the movie. Joy, I got a movie for you. I heard this one's a real hit. Paul Simon Garfunkel said, "It's all happening at the zoo." That's because it's the naked zoo. I'm cracking a lot of jokes, but now, one of my favorite photographers, my college professor, Professor Jaffe, told me to study Charles Gatewood. They have all of his videos. I'm sort of blown away. If anyone has copies of these and wants to give them to me, comment down below. We'll get in touch. Monster Dog, starring Alice Cooper. The fear, the terror, the nightmare. They will never forget it. Is it a dog? Is it a monster? We actually have a photo of the city of Selimi in Italy that helped get the videos back to New York. And its commitment to the promotion, maintenance, and return of the collection. Ooh, Jack be nimble. Jack be quick. Jack says we're about to leave and get out of this place. So it goes. We showed you St. Mark's Place. A lot of cool stuff. Told you some stories. Showed you the best hot dog shop in New York City. Come to New York City. Go to CRIF DOG'S. But it ended up perfect. We showed you Kim's videos, which led to a statue named the Alamo, which led to finding Kim's videos and Pee Wee Herman's bike in the basement of the Alamo. You can't get better than that. I think we could call up the close of that. What do you say, Joy?
I think so.
St. Mark's Adventure. Been there, done that. Remember, folks, safe travels and live life.